into an older one-bedroom apartment above a strip mall. Rent was cheap because the unit hasn't been updated since the late 90s. The living room still had an old box TV built into the wall on a swivel mount. She never used it, but a flat screen in her bedroom, but never bothered to move the old one. One night after her shift, she came home around 3 a.m., poured a glass of wine, and sat in silence. As she was scrolling through her phone, she heard a faint sound of static. She looked up. The old TV was on. No picture, just snow. Not a cable even hooked up. She figured maybe a power surge flipped something on. She unplugged the whole wall strip and went to bed. But it happened again the next night, 3:17 a.m., same sound. This time she left her phone recording from the kitchen. The next morning she went back and watched it, and there it was. At 3:16, the screen was black. At 3:17, static. At 3:18, the camera picked up a flicker of movement in the corner of the room, just out of frame. Then nothing. She rewinded it and zoomed in. There was someone reflected faintly in the TV screen. A man, bald, pale, standing exactly where she would have been sitting if she had been on the couch. Only she wasn't there that night. She called the landlord. They checked the wiring, said everything looked normal. No signs of tampering. She had a security system installed. The third night, the TV never turned on. But in the footage, at exactly 3:17 a.m., her hallway light flickered off for less than a second. And in that brief moment, her front door opened just a crack and slowly closed again. The TV never came back on after that. But now, every night, at 3:17 a.m., no matter what she does, her phone alarm goes off. She never sets it. This happened to me back in 2023. I'd just gotten off of work. It was 11 o'clock at night. I went into my house, got on Xbox, and forgot I bought a fresh set of batteries. I went out to my car
237, that stretch has been closed since '08. You know, a landslide took it down. You must have taken a detour.
Eddie didn't argue, just nodded. But his dash cam footage, it shows him passing mile marker 237 3 times.